guys, it's Matea. I just woke up. We got a messy bun in. No makeup. I chose to wear no makeup for this video so you could see my face because this is about my face. This is about my acne story. This is a story time with dates, pictures, everything I went through to combat acne. Alright, so we're gonna go all the way to the beginning where it all started. The first time I started noticing acne. Probably end of grade 8, beginning of grade 7, I started noticing small little bumps, like not pimples, but just like sweat bumps underneath my skin. And I just like wasn't sure what they were, and I was super insecure about it at the time because I was like, what the heck? I have acne, this is so bad, I'm in grade 8, like I haven't even hit puberty yet, what's happening kind of thing. And it was really confusing for me, and throughout this, I began trying to pop these little sweat pimples, picking at them, always worrying about my face. This just ended up making them worse, more red, more agitated. They became bigger. I started developing bigger breakouts throughout the beginning of grade 8. And this started the worst condition my skin has ever been in. Throughout grade 8 and grade 9, my skin was horrible. And I went through so many different facial products. I tried Proactive, I tried Oxy Pads, I tried Clearasil, Clear Start, all of the products you could imagine. I tried even like organic soaps from the Whole Foods store, just simple like toner, cleansing and washing again and scrubbing and Clarisonics and everything. I did it all and the acne persisted. And so towards the end of grade 8, I still had acne. This whole year I lived my life with acne, and I'm not saying this is like the worst thing that could happen to anyone. Like, I lived life. I wore a ton of makeup, face makeup to try and cover it up, and I was never the type to wear makeup. The end of grade 8 or beginning of grade 9, I ended up going to the doctor because I was like, this is enough. I've tried everything. Nothing is working. These medicated creams and washes are only drying my face out and making it flaky, and the acne is still here. So what is wrong with me? I was so upset. It really takes a toll on your confidence and your ability to go out in public without makeup on. Anyway, I ended up going to the doctors. I went to the office and I ended up getting prescribed a topical cream because they weren't gonna just start me on some sort of pill like oral medication right away. They're like, let's get this cream started for you, and it was called Tactupump. I don't know if anyone has ever tried this. I don't know what your experiences were with it. I really want to know what everyone else's experiences were with it because for me, it was horrible. I would put this cream on my face and almost instantly I felt burning. It felt like my face was having like a chemical burn. It hurt so bad. I tried to keep it on, tried to sit there and let it sit. And my mom said, no, it's working, let it sit. And I couldn't leave it on. I tried so hard. It burned my face so bad. I ended up running my face under cold water, washing it off with a cold face cloth every time. And the burning persisted even after it was wiped off. My face just stung and it was so painful. And I was like, this is from the doctor. This shouldn't be hurting my face. And I was so confused. So I tried using that for like maybe a couple weeks, maybe a month. And I was like, this is not how it's supposed to be. This should not be painful. So I ended up going back to the doctor. And when I went back to the doctor, I got prescribed this medicine called monocycline. I think that's what it's called. And it's like an oral medication that you take for acne. And there was no differences. I still was this middle school child with acne. And no one understood what I was going through because no one had reached that yet. So then, my holy grail. Insert angel noises here. Anyway, I got prescribed birth control, and I was 13 I think at the time, maybe 14, and getting prescribed birth control at that young age was really confusing for me because I didn't understand that it was used for acne until my doctor had explained everything to me. So I got prescribed on a very low dosage of Yaz, and I know people have had super bad experiences with this birth control, and there's a lot of bad reviews on it, and there's a lot of precautions for it, but this is what my doctor decided to put me on, and a very low dosage, and that's what I went with. It was a really long and confusing process because my doctor said within a month to 3 it'll start clearing up, and it did a little bit, but I still had these sweat bumps and small breakouts around my face coming up, and I still had acne. Of course, it wasn't as bad as it always was, but it took a long time and consistency of taking the birth control at the same time, taking it every day, and it was really hard to be that patient because for 2 years now, I've been just waiting for the acne to leave, trying everything to make it go away, and nothing had worked. And then finally, I just start to notice some changes. Towards the end of grade 9, around February to April, my face starts clearing up. I had small breakouts, but the pimples were very tolerable, and I'd have like 1 or 2, and still I had the bad habit of picking at them, which would just make them scabs and red and inflamed on my face. At the end of 2016, I moved to Chestermere in April, and towards the end of the year, until the end of the school year, my face was pretty clear. Minor breakouts or minor pimples, but I had pretty clear skin. I was super happy. But then all of a sudden around this time, I started noticing changes in myself. I thought it was the birth control's fault, but I didn't know, and then I thought it was just me hitting puberty's fault, or my body changing, or whatever it was. I did start to notice weight gain. And I was very insecure about it, and so I went on a vegetarian diet and ended up becoming a vegan for a little while to just try and make myself smaller. It's not scientifically proven, nothing's proven that birth control makes you gain weight, so I'm not going to touch on that subject because it's not proven. I'm not being here saying it makes you gain weight, don't go on it. Like, I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is I noticed changes myself, and that's just from personal experience. The reason I think that is because when you're on birth control, it fills you with hormones. It gives you the hormones of a pregnant lady. Like, you have the cravings of a pregnant lady. And I feel like maybe that's what caused the weight gain. Maybe I didn't realize how much I was eating or how much things I craved. And throughout 2016 and 2017, my face was great and everything was going great. But slowly I started to notice the mood swings. I started to notice me having really bad anxiety and panic attacks. I started to notice me being super irritable and grumpy, and I reflected this on my relationships, my friendships, peers, teachers, and my mom a lot. And I feel guilt for that, but at the same time, I was just going through a really hard period in my life. And by the end of 2017, I started to have some realizations that maybe it's the birth control doing this to me. Maybe that's why I noticed weight gain, I noticed mood swings, and all of this has been happening to my emotions. So at the beginning of 2018, I was struggling with all of my sad emotions and with my mental well-being. Around April or May of 2018, I decided that my mental well-being and my emotional stability was more important than me having acne. And I thought that after being on birth control since grade 9, grade 9, my acne would be cured or like wouldn't affect me anymore. Like, I went through that stage and I was over it, so I made the decision to stop taking birth control. So that was May of this year that I stopped taking it, or late April. And once I stopped taking it, 2-3 weeks went by, my skin was great. It was still fine, and I was so happy. I noticed instant mood changes. I was happy way more often. The panic attacks and stress was way less. And then about a month after I stopped taking it, so in June, I noticed my acne was slowly coming back, and I started to notice pimples. And I'm not saying like one pimple here, one pimple here. I'm just saying like it started to get worse than it should be and than it was on birth control. So I left it for a little bit. I went again and I started doing extra face masks and face treatments, and I did the exact same thing I did in grade 8. I started doing all the face stuff again. And that went on for about 2 weeks, and then it kept getting worse. And I was like, oh my gosh, I made the wrong decision. It came back. I can't deal with this. Yeah, I'm happier, but I'm going into my senior year. I'm not about to go in with a bunch of acne. So July, I started taking birth control again. And my face was bad. It was hard to deal with the acne. My face was dry from toning it all the time and washing it so much, and it was happening again. The acne had started, and I'm not saying it was nowhere near how bad it was in grade 8, but it was still a big eye-opener to realize that I'm not ready to go off birth control, and my acne is not ready to leave me. So, July, I began taking the pill again. I made the decision that I'd rather work through my mental and emotional instability on the birth control than to try and fix acne without it. So throughout the summer, this summer, I was taking birth control. I was trying to be as consistent as possible with it, although it was really hard because I wasn't used to taking it, and I was always busy in the summer with just doing fun summer activities. You know, it's summer vibes, whatever. And so I continued to take it, and through the next 2 months, it did not clear up as fast as I hoped. And I don't know why I expected it to clear up so fast, but it didn't. It took me a while to get to where I am now, with still struggling with the small sweat pimples underneath my skin and still struggling with breakouts. And in the past couple weeks of late August and the first week of September, I have noticed a couple greater changes in my skin. I've been really consistent with not overwashing, not overtoning my face. I've been really consistent with my birth control. I've been really consistent with drinking water, and I've been really consistent with moisturizing. Today I'm still struggling with the pimples and with small breakouts, but I'm working through it. I'm not letting it affect me. I'm working through my emotional problems and my mood swings that birth control puts me through, but it's all really a learning experience. Having acne is a trial and error experience. You have to try every single thing and figure out that every single thing doesn't work until you get to the last thing and that works. That's really what worked for me. Trial and error, keep working at it. This was a really different video for me to film. It was kind of hard to talk about and kind of hard to get personal because usually I'm really, really happy on this channel and having fun and laughs. And guys, like, if you have any questions, if you want to know more details, if you need to know any advice for your face, for acne, or any more experiences that I've been through, because of course I couldn't go into deep detail of every single little thing here, feel free to message me. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Snapchat, I'm on YouTube. Leave a comment here. Send me your phone number on Instagram. I would love to message you and tell you more about my experience and hopefully help you along yours. And I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and bye, have a beautiful time.